Hi, welcome to DiscoveryTime Anytime. My name is Miss Katie, and this story time is brought to you by the Phoenix Public Library. And first things first, today we're going to be learning about asteroids. But before we do that, we're going to do our hello song. So let's get those hello hands ready. Grown-ups too. You ready? Okay. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. It's time to say hello. Welcome to DiscoveryTime Anytime. Grown-ups, our early learning message of the week is when we give children chances to explore new things, it helps them learn science skills. Science skills help with problem solving, math, and learning new vocabulary. Our book today is Oh No, Astro! It's written by Matt Roser and illustrated by Brad Woodard. It's published by Simon & Schuster Books for Young Readers, and it's read today with their permission. So let's dive on in. Oh no, Astro. Everyone knows that asteroids are a rather rambunctious group. Crash! Bash! Smash! Well, most asteroids. All Astro ever wanted was for his personal outer space to be respected, as it had been for millions of years. Greetings, celestial wanderer, said Astro to an approaching satellite. Please, keep your distance. You stay in your orbit and I'll stay in mine. It's one of the core rules of the cosmos, you know. So, has this bumper sticker on him. It says, no loitering, which means, get out of here. This is my space. And yet, you've come closer. Good gravity! You've struck me! Astro was understandably distraught. But before he could point out to the satellite that it had done considerable damage to one of his favorite craters, he began to spin. Pluto's revenge! That rotating rogue seemed to have knocked me off my orbit! This is humiliating! Spinning. Astro found himself in unknown territory. When an asteroid leaves its orbit, it hurtles through space on an unpredictable path, reaching unstoppable speeds. Why, I'd never. But he did. Hi, Mars! Bye, Mars! And Mars is like, what? What just happened? Meanwhile, a girl on Earth named Nova was enjoying a quiet night of stargazing when something caught her eye. Does Astro look happy? No. Does she look excited? A little bit. Pardon me! As Astro zoomed past the moon, he realized with a sudden clarity where this and how this journey would end. I don't like confrontation! Does Earth look a little worried? Yeah. Astro began to break apart as he entered Earth's atmosphere. It tickles! Oh, so we've got Nova and Mars and the satellite and the moon and the astronaut and Earth. And they're all waiting for us. Smash. Astro opened one eye and then the other. He was certainly smaller, but still in one piece. My stars, he muttered. Dare I say that was fun? What on earth should we do next? The end. Was that fun? Yeah. So we'll talk about asteroids a little bit more in a minute. But first, we're going to do an activity. We are going to use position words like left, right, over, under, because those position words are math skills. And learning those math skills are going to help kiddos, you guys, learn about shapes, patterns, and places in the world, which is really, really awesome. So we are going to play a couple rounds of Simon Says by using position words. Are you ready? Grown-ups, you play too, okay? Simon says, put your hands behind your ears. Okay. Simon says, put your fingers under your chin. Simon says, reach your arms into the sky. Up, up, up. Simon says, put your fingers in front of your eyebrows. Okay. And Simon says, wiggle your fingers on top of your head. Good job. So that's something that you and your grown-up can do at home. You can play Simon Says and practice your position words to make your grown-ups do some pretty silly things. So our next activity is nursery rhymes. If you know 6 nursery rhymes by the time that you're 4 years old, you are well on your way to becoming an amazing reader. So we are going to sing Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. And we'll do it twice. Are you ready? Okay. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Good job! Let's talk about asteroids, meteoroids, and comets. Comets are giant balls of ice and dust that orbit the sun. And when they get close to the sun, the ice starts to melt, and that's what makes the comet's tail. And since they orbit the sun, we know where they are, and so we know when we can see them in our night sky. Now, asteroids and meteoroids aren't made up of ice, they're made up of rock. They're just big space rocks. So, there's a few tiny differences between the two. Asteroids are giant space rocks that are smaller than a planet, but bigger than a pebble. They orbit the sun, and they live between Mars and Jupiter here in our solar system in the asteroid belt. Meteoroids live in the same place in the asteroid belt, but they are smaller than a pebble, and they have broken off of asteroids. Now, when a meteoroid gets knocked out of its orbit, it starts hurtling through space like Astro, and it becomes a meteor. A meteor is just a meteoroid that has fallen out of orbit. Most meteors, when they fall to the Earth's surface, they burn up in our atmosphere, and you can actually see them at night. We call them shooting stars. Those are just falling meteors. Now, when a meteor actually makes it all the way to the planet's surface and lands here on Earth, it's called a meteorite because it survived its journey. And we have lots of meteorites in museums all over the world that you can go visit to see space rocks that have made it here to Earth. So, did you know that you can visit a giant massive crater made by a meteor? So, it's in northern Arizona. It's just east of Flagstaff. It's called Meteor Crater. I have a picture for you. We'll get that close to the camera. This is Meteor Crater here in Arizona. It is almost a mile wide, and it's 570 feet deep at the bottom. It's really cool. You should definitely go check it out. I've got a few more asteroids that we can look at. They've got names, and I'll tell you how big they are. The first one, this is Bennu. So Bennu is 1,640 feet wide. So that's almost as big as the World Trade Center, One World Trade Center in New York City. It's taller than the Empire State Building. So that's Bennu. Our next asteroid is Eros. Eros is 10.5 miles wide. That's about the distance if you drive from the Cholla branch of the Phoenix Public Library to the Mesquite branch of the Phoenix Public Library. Eros is the first asteroid that we successfully landed a spacecraft on back in 2001. Here we have asteroid Ida and her tiny little moon Dactyl. Ida is 19 miles wide. So that's if you were going to start in downtown Phoenix here at Burton Barr Library and drive all the way up to the 101 North on I-17 or State Route 51. That's about 19 miles. Dactyl is about a little less than a mile wide. So Dactyl's actually about the same size as Meteor Crater. Our next asteroid is Mathilde. Mathilde is 32 miles wide. So that's the same distance as if you started in downtown Phoenix and you drove all the way up I-17 to get to Anthem, which is the very, very top of Phoenix. 32 miles, that's pretty big. But it's not the biggest. This is Psyche. Psyche is 140 miles wide. So that's if you drove from Phoenix all the way to Flagstaff. I know, it's so big. But the biggest asteroid is Vesta. Vesta is 163 miles wide. That's like if you started in Mesa, which is east of Phoenix, and you drove all the way to the Colorado River and the border between Arizona and California. Or if you started in Phoenix and you drove to the Grand Canyon. That's so far. That's how big Vesta is. Now that we know what asteroids look like, and we've been introduced to a few of them, we're going to do our activity today. So our activity is baked asteroids. It's a delicious thing that you can eat, and it's so exciting. So we are going to go ahead and make our treat. So you are going to need your grown-ups' help because this does go in the oven. What you are going to need is a cookie sheet. You are going to need potato flake or instant mashed potatoes, water, butter, and salt, and some oil to grease the pan. So your recipe, kiddos, we get a grown-up's help with this. Grown-ups, you're going to take 1 2/3 cup of instant mashed potatoes or potato flake, 2 1/4 cup water, 2 1/2 tablespoon butter, and a 1/2 teaspoon salt. You're going to mix it all together in a microwave-safe dish. Cover it. Cook it for 4 minutes in the microwave. Then pull it out and stir it again just to make sure that all of the ingredients are incorporated. Incorporated means all mixed together. Once that's happened, let it cool. Alternatively, you can use your own mashed potato recipe. We just want to make sure that our mashed potatoes are firm and moldable and not too soft because we need to mold them into asteroids. Once your mashed potatoes are cool, you are going to grab your cookie sheet. You're going to grease it. You're going to preheat your oven to 375. And you're going to grab your cool potatoes, and we're going to form them into the shape of asteroids. So we're going to do that together. Okay, make sure to use your finger, poke some craters into your asteroids. Get some craters in here. Boop, boop, boop. I'll give this one a crater. There we go. And then you're going to take your cookie sheet, grown-ups, you're going to put it in the oven for 20 to 30 minutes. When I made them yesterday, they cooked for about 28 minutes. And then you're going to let them cook until they're a little golden brown. If you want to brush the top and sides of your potatoes with melted butter or oil so they get more brown, that's great. Or you can just leave them as is and take them, put them in the oven. Okay. Now that they're out of the oven, look at these potatoes. Oh, they look so yummy. Yummy potatoes. So, you look on the bottom, you can see that they're nice and brown. So, you can eat these potatoes with lunch or dinner or for a snack. They're super yummy and tasty. So, asteroid potatoes. We're going to do one more activity before I let you go. We are going to sing our ABCs because knowing our letters is always really important. Are you ready to sing with me? Okay. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Now I know my ABCs. Next time, won't you sing with me? Good job! Our e-resource of the week is Hoopla. Hoopla is an app that you can access with your library card to check out books, movies, e-audiobooks, all sorts of cool stuff. Music, comics, the list goes on. You can access Hoopla through our website, phoenixpubliclibrary.org, or by downloading their app from the App Store. They have lots of really cool content, including this book, Meteors by Melissa Stewart. It's a National Geographic Kids beginner book. It is available through Hoopla, so you can go on and check it out and read it at home with your kids, all about meteors. It's also an e-read-along, which means that it can be read to you or you can read it. So either way, it's a good read. Grown-ups, remember, when we give children chances to explore new things, it helps them learn science skills. Science skills help with problem-solving, math, and learning new vocabulary. It is time for us to say goodbye. But that's okay, because now you can go make asteroids. And they are delicious. So let's get our goodbye hands ready. Okay. Goodbye, friends. Goodbye, friends. Goodbye, friends. It's time to say goodbye. Thanks for coming to Discovery Time Anytime. I hope you had fun learning about asteroids. I'll see you next time. Bye.